If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So yeah, let's start.
Okay, I wanted to, I tried few things, but none of them I could proceed. So I thought we'll start with that first.
Let's start from there. Correct.
Share
the screen. Yeah, that's the way.
1 second. Let me see which is the screen I need to share. Yeah, this screen. Okay. Okay. The first thing first, I tried to, install the Workday Studio. Okay. I followed the instructions from your, I think this is your site.
The community site, yeah.
No, I downloaded from the community site, but it needed some prerequisites and all, right?
No. You should not have followed this ZaranTech site because this does not have the latest instructions for the studio. That is the newer studio or the newer version studio. Okay. Like it says JDK 1.6, right? Now, if you go to the community from where you have downloaded, okay, so it will say JDK 11. Okay, this is JDK 1.
I actually got the latest only, but still, what's happening is when I install this, right?
So what's the issue that you're getting? Yeah, let's start with the issue. Okay. 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 No, not this. Not this. You don't have to. It has to be JDK 11. So that's what is not there here. Now,
actually, I had the problem even when I did that. Hold on. Only after I put the latest one, I came to this. Let me see, which one was that? This is the one, right?
Zulu is not for. Means your system can support JDK 11. That's what I was saying. You can download JDK 11 and just start with. Like if you'll be directed to an Oracle site, right?
I'll just say JDK 11.
Yeah, just JDK 11 download. That's it. Yeah. Java download. Yeah, we can go there. Wait, let me send you a link. Okay, it will that will be very this. Give me a minute. Can you just open community.workday.com? Let's go the easiest step.
I think I do have that, but anyway.
Or you don't have the link. I mean, so you don't have a login.
I do.
Okay.
1 second. I need to find out how that.
Or I can quickly do one thing. I'll open mine and I'll send you the link. Okay, that would be much quicker. Let me do that. I'm inside community now.
Okay, I got it. 1 second. Okay, I got it.
You can. Okay, so just a minute. Okay. Yeah. The first one. Yeah. Go to the first. Yeah. Click on the first one. Yeah. Scroll down and that's there. It's JDK Oracle JDK 11. That's written there. In steps. It's in bold. Yeah. The system. It just go up. Yeah. Just below that there is a here. Yeah. Just up. Just below.
This one.
Wait. Let me. No. Go up. A bit up. Oracle JDK 11 is there, right? Yeah. System here. Last the system here. The whatever the syntax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Click on that. Yeah. So here go to let's go to Windows. It's on Linux as of now. Select Windows from top here. And 64-bit. Yeah. You can select. Yeah, anyone you can select. You can select the first one. It will be directly an installer.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. What you can do, you can use mine. Okay. If it is not working. Oh, okay. take just 30 seconds.
Sure.
This was the weird release of Workday, the one that this is the current release I'm talking about. All the other releases were installed or upgraded fine. Like this was the release in which we actually have to go again reinstall our studio. Like we have to
unfortunately, I got stuck in that. I read a few things. I couldn't progress anywhere.
No, I understood. Like this was the studio. All the Workday consultants were also getting a problem on this version when they released. It got released a month back. Yeah. Let's go to next. Yeah, that works. Close.
Okay,
I think
and
it's
now
again same thing. So we repeat the same thing. So you already have the installer, I guess.
Okay, once that's done, I need this one too.
No. I'll just tell you from there. You can go you have already downloaded this, right? I guess.
I'll do it again. Maybe that's the old version. I'm not sure. Let me do that again, please.
Okay.
So this is the one, right? Self-extracting installation file.
This is the one. Correct. Yeah. I think you have already done so because it's taking the naming as one. So okay, let's wait.
Yeah, possibly it's there, but
No, not an issue.
there is it. Workday Studio x86, x60. Oh, acha, this one.
This is that is the one exactly.
Let me try it, okay?
Yeah, it will work. That's what I was saying. See, it's a 2023 setup, no? That's why I was saying. Next, yeah. Go to path. Java program files. Correct. Yeah, JDK 11. That's it. Next. Just click on this. Let it install. Report designer. We won't have much use of this, but okay. Next. Confirm. Next. Next. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now the next part was.
Yeah, were you coming to this page? Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. You were not coming.
So now it's happening. Now let me tell you that I got access to the Workday tenant. Okay.
Good. Okay.
So this is my Workday tenant that I've logged in. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And I wanted to try it with the Postman. Okay. For that, I needed the Workday Studio, right, to get that URL thingy.
No. Okay. Yes. Basically, from the tenant also you can get. There was a task. I would have told you, but okay, I forgot that. Okay. So what you want to access? Can you tell me that first?
Like
what you want?
I want to just try something on the, let's say the same thing, get organization or get workers.
Okay. So do one thing. I'll tell you how you can do. In the search, can you type public web services? Yeah. Just type public web services.
I mean, I don't know if this is against your policy. Do you mind if I record this session or you don't prefer that?
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's already being recorded, I guess.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, it's already being recorded.
Okay, hold on. Where's my Zoom? Oh, acha, I'm sharing it. Hold on 1 second. I will.
Sure. Okay.
Let me see. Is there a way to start recording for myself?
This Zoom is already recording, the one that we are in.
But I have to ask them. Let me see. I'll stop and start again. Okay. I'll stop the share and then share again.
No issues. Yeah.
Oh, they haven't given me record permission. I think I have to ask them.
Zoom already has a recording. I guess the last recorded session I was able to access it. Okay. Like you can visit that website.
I mean, they didn't give it to me.
Don't
Maybe I should ask it.
Okay, what I'll do, I'll give you that. Don't worry about that. I'll give you that.
Okay,
It comes a day later, so you'll get it.
no problem. Okay. So what is this public services?
If this is the task, okay. Now Workday generally has everything, like whatever you want to create an integration, you want to do anything, you want to create an integration, you want to create some report, it has a task for everything. Okay. Now this is just a report. This is not a task. So because in a task, it will be written task. So if you open public web services, just click on this. It will give list of workdays, web services. Now, you see remember in a studio, we went through all these human resource I was talking about.
Right.
Same is here. Okay. Same thing is here. So nothing difference is there. So if you go again to human resource, which will be somewhere, if you give that's a related action that is known as a related action in Workday. When you click on this, and it should open. Go to web service and view WSDL, basically the view WSDL. So it opens the WSDL of all the web services. We can use it to share it with different vendors. Like that's how we share the structure of our schema. Like when we share the WSDL, a web service definition language. It is now this is common between technologies. Made by any tech. Okay. Now, if you scroll to the last of this page, like if you Control Shift End, if you just give anything there. Now there will be a soap binding location. Okay. Now that is the address that we had got from the studio. That was an easy method, and which actually now if you take this and post it to the Postman.
Okay. So here, what I did, I created a new collection. Okay.
No, that's fine. Okay.
And then on the post one, I should give this address, right?
Exactly. You were trying to log in. Yes, correct. Now this is good. In authorization, you have to enter your credentials. That first you have to select the type. That is on the left hand side. You select there has to be a basic authentication there. There you have to give the.
Okay, don't mind my user ID credentials. Okay.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And now I'll just do it has to be a post. Okay, it is a post. Now send.
There has to be a body. You'll get a response. But do a send. Let's see what we get. You should get a response from Workday. It should be a wrong response. So this is a proper response. You're connecting to Workday. Okay, that's what I can assure you. But the response that you're getting is an invalid request. Okay.
Right.
So I have given you a request. Remember. So last class, if you have that, get worker request.
I do. 1 second.
Yeah. Correct. Now take the below request. That would be much faster. Yes.
This one, right?
Yeah. Do the count. Something you have to modify. Yeah, go ahead.
No, hold on. So to get this request, I need my Workday Studio. Am I right?
Yes. You can go through the easy part is yes, through Studio. You can go through that also, but again you have to import it somewhere and do all those things.
Okay. So suppose I go to my Workday Studio. Okay.
Now your Studio is installed now.
Yeah, it finished. It finished the installation.
Okay. Launch. Just give an okay. That's it. No, nothing is required. We'll give the details inside. Like we can skip this part. Yeah. Here also we can enter it, but there's a security alert coming on the backside background. Can you just see what it is? Just allow. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Maximize it. Yeah. Do one thing that welcome has at the top. Where can I do annotation? Okay, just a minute. Let me. There is an. See, do you see here? You can. I am marking on the screen. Yeah, just close it. There's a cross button here. Yeah. Now this is your. Now go to this Cloud Explorer button. Yeah. Can you see I'm marking on your screen? Like, is it visible?
Which one? Right side, left side? Oh yeah. Okay. Cloud Explorer.
Cloud Explorer. Yeah. Click on this.
Uh-huh.
First, you have to connect to the tenant. Okay. How do you connect to the tenant? First, you go ahead and add it. Okay. Click on add. Don't go for default connections. Okay. Name anything. Like this name can be anything, whatever you want. Chitra, yeah, whatever the tenant name basically it is. Now the tenant name has to be. Can you go to your web browser where the tenant is opened?
Where do I go?
Where the tenant is opened. Where the tenant is opened. Yeah. Where you were showing me that you have the tenant was opened, right?
One second. I am figuring out where that is. Is that this? Yeah.
Yeah, go to the public. Yeah, exactly. Click on this. So see, this is the tenant name, commvault underscore GMS2. Can you just copy this?
I see.
Not everything, just commvault under GMS2. Exactly. That's the tenant name.
Got it.
Yeah. One more thing we have to set again. Go to tenant. We have to set up a URL. There you see a URL also. I have to check what is the URL. This is an implementation tenant. Okay, if you scroll up, I just want to just inform you one thing. If you just scroll up to the very up of this tenant, you see what kind of tenant it is. Okay, the kind of tenant is always written here. It is a production or it is what kind of tenant. It's an implementation preview. Okay, so we have to have the URL as implementation preview tenant. Okay, how do we find that? I'll tell you. Go to Workday Studio first. Go to Workday Studio. Now, this is the URL. In this, here you have an option. See, there is a drop down here.
Oh, right.
Click on this. Now, here you have to have implementation preview. Is there implementation preview? Okay, let's. I think let's select WD2. That's the server basically we select, and give your authentic user ID password. And let me clear everything. I hope it does not. Now give it a minute. Go to test connection. No, don't press OK. Test connection. We'll see whether everything is working. So see, now it has connected to the tenant and it is saying that what all access you have all the launch, deploy, and business process access. Every access you have got. You can give an OK here. Then you can give again an OK here. Next. Again an OK here. Do one thing, select Chitra CV as a default tenant. Like as of now, the default is sandbox or over the top. Like if you go to the top 3, it is written. Yeah. And apply and close. So this way it is always connected to your tenant.
Once again, why did I have to select the type of tenant and all?
The reason is you asked me, right? Like different type of tenant has different type of data, right? I said there was a sandbox, there is a production. Now the tenant that you have been given is an implementation tenant, okay?
Right.
Access. So we have selected URL of that tenant so that so that you connect through your studio to that tenant. Studio is an external machine. External software, right? You have to give everything proper to it. The URL has to be of this server. Those are basically data centers that I'm talking about. You see implementation and different WD2, WD3. Before it was actually when you were now they have updated it. Before it was written like instead of WD2, it was written as London server, then America server. Like now they have removed it and just written WD2, WD3. So basically, you're just going ahead and connecting to the server where this tenant data is there. Okay, through this studio. Now you apply and close. You actually go ahead and connect to the tenant. That's what you're doing here. Now, if you just scroll, now see there is a. You see there is like the different color icon is there, right? Chitra CV, if you see, there is a like sandbox and production has a the color. If you see at let me annotate again. Just give me.
Is there a different color? I see same. Oh yeah, there is one.
Yeah.
One.
This one. So it's an active color that we say that this is an active connection. Yes, this is an active connection in your studio. Okay, there's an active. Now there is a scroll. Like if you just click on this arrow, which is at the very start of Chitra's. Can you just click there? Just click there. Yeah. So all the integrations is showing the here. Okay. You can right click those integrations. You can import directly into your studio. If you could just whatever integration this tenant has, everything is visible. Now, if you go ahead and just import source, or the integration would import source. There is an import source option. The integration would come on your screen. Yeah, if you just click and finish, it will come in your project explorer. So you see at the top, check expense mileage. It came here. Okay. Now if you just click on this, and if you click on assembly, this is a studio projects again. You can only import project which are studios. Double click assembly. Double click on it. Just double click on it. Someone has made the studio. And see, this is the studio that someone has done. Okay, this is a studio that someone has.
So this is like a custom thing that they have done.
Correct. This is a custom thing that they have done. So this is what someone has built. Now, whatever integration type that you are seeing on the left-hand side, these are all studios. Okay. You will not see any different. There are two other integration types, but you will not see them in studio at least. In studio at least, but here this is a studio that you're seeing. Okay, you can do some changes, and again you can just go to that folder. Let's say you did some changes. I don't know anything. Okay, and you again went to this. If you go to this folder again, like at the top, can you click on check expense mileage view? Just click on that folder. Yeah, I'll give you right click. Just do a right click, and you can deploy to Workday. There is a deploy to Workday. This. Okay.
Should I do that?
Yeah, means we'll not deploy it. Don't worry. It asks for many steps. So if you click on this, so see, it asks you for a so now which tenant you want to deploy. So you have to double click this tenant. Okay. Now when you double click Chitra CV, don't worry, we'll not deploy it. I'll just stop you at the last step. So the next thing that you have to do is a next. Okay. Don't click on finish. Next. And here, once you press finish, you don't press it. It will deploy your changes to the tenant.
Okay, when you say deploy, will it give me results, or will it just put it? Will it just run that thing on the Workday?
It has no. It has not run. It is deploying. Running is only on the tenant. Running will only happen from the tenant. Deploying and changing would happen from here. Running also can happen from here when we run the integration in a debug mode. That's a different thing. But generally talking, whatever changes you're doing, let's say I've added headers or something. Let's say I've added headers, or I've missed a code that was doing something. I've added it and I deploy to the tenant. And again, on the tenant, I'm testing the code. Whatever running, whatever I'm doing. So you cannot launch the integration here. In normal scenario, you can launch it here also. And that's called debugging and integration, that you can directly launch the integration from Studio. It can be done, but that's the other part. Click on cancel. So that will not harm anything. So yeah, so that's the way that we.
So one question I had, when we in the beginning we had to get the address, to connect the Chitra CV, right? So where did we go for that? We went. This is the type of tenant, and where did we go for that one? I forgot that part.
The URL.
Yeah.
Go to I'll tell you. Go to the studio again. Just open Studio again. Okay. Scroll up there in this Cloud Explorer. Yeah,
can you can close this one?
Yeah, this is just a local copy. If you delete it, also nothing happens here. Okay, this is just in Project Explorer. Whatever you are seeing, it's just a local copy. Okay, right. Anything to do here, nothing happens on the tenant unless and until you deploy things to Workday. So yeah, coming to So URL, when you see Chitra CV is anything you can give. It's just for your naming. Okay.
Right. Right.
You can give anything here. This URL, if I'm talking about, how did I select it? How do I knew it? First, I saw the implementation. First, I saw your tenant type. Okay.
Right.
Now, how did I see that? Like in every tenant at the very top, it will be written. Like if it is sandbox, it will be written at the top sandbox.
Correct.
If it is a production, it will be written. Now, in your case, there is an implementation. Okay, written. Okay.
Right.
Also, it has a tenant name also, so we can copy from there also the tenant name. Also, it's there in the URL. So both the ways we can do that. Okay.
Right.
Coming back to Studio now. I knew that, okay, now it's an implementation tenant. Next I did, I clicked on this drop down, this black icon. Yeah. I just concentrated on implementations. Okay. Now, how I knew I have to select WD2, not WD102, let's say. So if you, now this is just based on, experience, that if you go to your tenant again, okay, sorry, if you go to your tenant again, go back to your, yeah. Just click on this Workday icon, this one. So this impl-workday.com, okay, whatever this URL is about at the top, okay, at the top. Now this basically corresponds to, if you go to Studio, this basically corresponds to, can you click on this implementation again?
Which one? This one?
Yeah, exactly. This basically corresponds to WD2 tenant type. If you select WD3, let's click on WD3, okay? Let's click on this. Just click on this. So whenever, so if the tenant type is WD3, WD3 would be written on the URL of the browser. In the browser, there will be written as WD3. As of now, you don't have a WD3 written. It is not written.
Okay.
There are okay. Similarly, if you select WD5 or you go for WD10. So
okay. But in this case, WD2 is not, I mean, it's not written
yeah,
as
yeah, exactly. It is not written. Exactly. It's not written. Basically, it does not write. So in that case, that's how I did a specification that, okay, it's nothing is there. So, and you can just close again. So
it's apply and close or cancel.
One thing I just want to remind you, okay, now your tenant type is just taking basic authentication. Some tenant has a authentication. Now you are just seeing as basic authentication, okay? There's another tab that is OAuth 2.0, okay? In this case, even sometime you may face it, okay? I'm just giving you a reminder that even if you have entered a right username and a password, you will not be authorized to enter inside the tenant because you have to again pass the second step. That is, if you click on this OAuth 2.0, I'll explain you. So some clients have an additional setting of that I would, the user just not have to be verified through username and password, but he has to also pass this authentic token step. Exactly. Now, in this case, we have to generate a token here. Okay. For this, all these things we have to pass. From where do we pass this? From the tenant only. Okay. We get all these information. All these information when we pass, we'll. So this
it's available on the Explorer. I have to talk to my admin to get all these things.
You don't. I'll tell you where it is. If you go to your tenant, if you just write API clients, that's the task, I guess. View API clients, the last one, So there will be an API client there. So they have created. So they have created some. Okay, for login there will be an API client. Okay, for your tenant it is not required as of now. Okay.
Yeah.
But now if you see at the top, REST endpoint, token endpoint, authorization endpoint, you see at the top those are URLs given. Okay, now
right.
These URLs, if you just go back to your studio, so similar, like first you have to, now client ID, from where you will get the client ID, you will go to your tenant. I'll tell you. So there will be an API client created especially for login. Okay, from there, like let's say an API client would be created for login, and when you click on this API client, any of the API client, you will get a client ID from there. Okay, not from here, that won't have. Yeah, exactly. From you see there is a client ID here.
Client ID, where is it?
Last third.
Oh, acha. Okay. So I can use this client ID.
Means don't use it as of now because
Right.
it may,
No, but is it the same client ID for everyone? Like one
no,
second.
no, no, no. It is unique for every API client. So this is auto-generated from Workday. So Workday does that.
No. What I mean is, let me go back.
Okay.
I don't know. I clicked the first one, I think, right? I don't know where I clicked. Is this client ID same for my tenant?
For your tenant? No. So what I'm just let me explain in a simple way what we are doing here. You are creating an API. You are creating a client. Okay. Now you're basically creating a client which will allow authorization to other users to your tenant. I'm just giving an example. For an example, you check into the hotel, right? So what the authorization is given, like the key card is given to you, right? That's
right.
And then you press that key card to your door, the door opens. So that key card has a token inside it. Okay, let's just assume that way. And that's an authorization. When you press it against the door, that door is nothing but the Workday tenant, and it authorizes you, okay, that you have a key card, you have that token inside it, and you enter the tenant. So this user is created here, a client is created here, okay, and which has a client ID, okay, and which is used to create token, okay, and this token can be refreshed, okay, as in like you cannot if you have the key card even 10 days after, and you cannot go after 10 days and just open the door again of that hotel, right? It will not open. Exactly. So that's how the refresh token work. So let's say the token is just valid for 2 days. So after 2 days, again, the token has to be created. So that's what you have to do in Workday Studio. The token has to be created, regenerated again, so that you again get an authorization to go inside Workday. So it's an additional mechanism. Auth 2.0 is applicable just not in Workday. It's applicable everywhere where there is a security thing, where there is a security, where there is a security thing has to be done. So auth 2.0 is in your Gmail also.
My question is, see, there are so many API clients, right? So which client ID should I take?
So yes, so basically they would actually name it something like Workday for login, something like that. Okay, so you don't have something like this. They will say you.
What should I have? Workday for?
Workday for login. Basically, your company people would say you that okay, I have Workday for login client. We have created that. That's for login purpose.
Okay, so when they have that other whatever like Workday for login or something like that, so when I open that, whatever comes in the client ID is the client ID I have to provide in
correct,
the
correct. Authorization endpoint is the next 2 URLs that you have to give. That
which
is
one? Authorization endpoint is which one?
It is just below here. There only.
Oh, I see. Got it. Authorization endpoint, token endpoint.
And when you give all those things, a get access token, which you see grayed out as of now, would be activated. And from there, select.
Got it. Okay, understood.
It's an additional verification along with basic authentication.
Got it. Now I'll cancel this.
You can cancel. Let's go to the web service part. So how do you traverse there is you have to click on Windows. That's the top. If you just see there's a file navigator, correct? Now from here you have to go to show view. From here you have to go to Schema Explorer.
One second. I have to write this down. 1 second.
Yeah. Schema Explorer is already opened on the right hand side, but I am still giving you a pathway.
Okay, got it. Schema Explorer. Will it happen?
Yeah, it opens the Schema Explorer. So basically it was already opened. You do one thing. It is on the right hand side. You see this?
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
It was initially opened at the start. Basically, it is not open. You can just close it. We'll try from start. Yeah, close our process details also. Like process details is there. Close that also. Clipboard history. Close it. Yeah, close this also. Yeah. Show view Schema Explorer. It will open on the right. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the Workday icon here. If you see here on the Schema Explorer. Yeah. Click on this. Same thing now comes up. Okay, which you were looking at. So human resources. Go to click finish. Finish. Now click on there, correct. Again, click there. These are the web services we were talking about. Okay. All the web services we'll have. Let's try get workers. Okay.
Let me look at the get worker part. Okay, one second.
Yeah, if you scroll down, yeah, there it is. Scroll down. Scroll, yeah. Right click. You can go, yeah. Right click. Open soap wrapped request in a web service. Yeah, tester. So it'll open an additional. Okay, to maximize it, what you can do, you can just double click on WS tester. There's a WS tester written at the top. If you see, I'm marking it. Yeah, double click here. And you minimize it, same thing. You can double click it, will minimize.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, double click
now
to
I
maximize.
have to copy this one, right?
This is the original request. Okay. Now Workday always gives you original request. You have to fill in the data. Okay. What I have given you is the finalized request. Okay. So you can just copy my request and just paste it here. Whatever request I gave you.
1 second.
Yeah.
How did you come up? What's the difference between this and that? Let me see that.
I'll tell you. That's a common question asked. Yeah, I'll tell you. Now, how did I arrive at this request from the request that has been given from Workday, right? And how I knew that only these things are required, not everything is required. That's the other question, right? Like, so there is a I didn't give you that link. There is a link where we have all web services. Okay, those just let me share with you. That is an important link to be shared.
You're doing it in Zoom?
No, I'm trying to send it to you on Zoom, but it won't reach you. I'm sending it to you on your mail ID. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Right now, so that won't take much time. Why this is important, I'll just tell you. I have just sent. Okay, says just sent you that. Let's see. It was didn't received. Okay. Let me go to my sent. I think wait. Yes, it went. It did go. Okay, let me send it on the chat also. So I'll just request the.
It didn't come through.
It did go. So
it didn't go.
It did go. It did go. Yeah, it went. So what is his name? ZaranTech. Can you just? I've sent you a Zoom message. Can you just forward that to Chitra, or like, can you open messages to everyone?
Oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay. Yeah, that's. So there'll be a link I just sent. Yeah, that's the top. That HTTPS community.sites file hosting. Yeah, just click on this, bookmark it. Okay.
Yeah.
Bookmark this link. Okay. Now Control F. Just do a Control F. These are all the web services. This will be always up. This will always be an updated page. So don't worry about this. Just write get_worker. Type because worker would be every time there.
Okay.
And you will see, scroll down.
This one?
Yeah. Now see, whenever if you see a request, okay, whatever last time what we were doing, we were just clicking on this XML and then XML was opening to us. Okay. Now when this is when you click on this element, let me do one thing. Let me explain you this way, because that is the way that can you just So see, now whenever you are looking at this, what we were doing next, like previously we were just clicking on this and an XML was opening to us, right? An XML was opening to us. Let me clear everything first here. Okay. An XML was opening to us. Now, remember this, okay? Whenever I click on this request, it takes me down somewhere. Okay, see, I'm just clicking on this and it is redirecting me below. Okay. Now, when I see below, these are the request parts only. Like if you see in the web service request, the original request I'm talking about, you see request criteria, right? I'm just talking about one node. Similarly, if I go here, I see a request criteria. Okay. If I click here, inside request criteria, whatever those nodes would be, they would be named as a parameters here. Now, if I just go to Workday Studio again, if we see transaction log criteria, or if I'll say let's say organization reference or something like that, those are all given as parameters here. Okay, organization reference. Okay, because inside this also there will be values. Okay, those are we fell inside this. Now, let's go to the main question, that how did I knew that I have to delete? Let's say if I have this original request, let's say I have to delete. Even if I delete this, okay, this transaction log criteria till node till here. Let's say this is the starting, this is the ending node. This request would work. I know if even if I delete this, this would work. How do I know this? Because there is something known as cardinality, which is given at the right hand side of it. Okay. Cardinality. Important to remember that whenever there is a 0 to 1 cardinality, or 0 to 0 cardinality, or 0 to star cardinality, that's not a required field. Okay.
It's optional. Okay.
It's optional. Okay. So where do I find that 1 to 1 cardinality? Okay. Now let's say if I go to the request part only. Okay. I'm also going to request reference. I'm just going to the top. Now, if I see here worker reference, okay. If I have this worker request reference, now if I'll just go to the top, if I should have this, let's say I went to request criteria, okay, and now I'm going to request reference. Now if I'll just go here again to here, we have something known as request reference also. See, this is the request reference, remember? Now let's say if I have this in my web service, now this in itself is a optional one. Okay. Now if you see request reference, it's an optional one. Okay. 0 to 1 cardinality generally means it's an optional one. Okay. Now, but if I have this, like if I have this section in my web service, it directs me here. See, it directs me here. It has a worker reference that has 1 to star cardinality, that 1 is to 1, or we can say 1 is to 1 cardinality. So in this case, worker reference would be a required one. Okay. Now, if I have this section and I don't pass a worker, let's say if I have this section and if I try to remove this, okay, if I try to remove this and fire my web service, it'll give me an error.
Got it.
That request reference is a required one. Okay. Similarly, so now how did I arrive to that? Now, as and when you will use the web services more and more and more, you realize knowing later. Okay, you like I know using so much of web services, I know that field reference is not required. I can remove it because I have been using it many a times. Okay, so as and when you use, you will know that okay, this is a required one, this is not a required one. Again, you can always have a link, you can always check it here, but this is more of a lengthy process that you go through. Okay. So in worker reference, you have a worker object. If you click on worker object, it will again direct you here. Okay.
Got it.
ID, if you click on Workday ID, it will again direct you here. Now this is a 1 to 1 cardinality where you have to pass the employee ID. So basically you have to pass this employee ID when I'm talking about this.
Correct.
If you have this section altogether. Now in coming back to our request, now come back to our request. This is the smaller request. I'll just paste it here. Oh, sorry. Okay, what was this?
No, we lost that. Hold on. I have to paste it again. The last.
Okay, you can go ahead. Yeah, now you can control the screen. So
if I can undo it, yeah.
Yeah. Now let's just copy this, the whole request. Paste it here.
1 second. So here, request criteria is a must.
Request criteria, yes, request criteria, you have to give it. If you no, nothing is must. Request criteria, but if you do not give anything, you will have to have a body, right? So I am giving a request criteria because I want to exclude inactive workers. I want to just exclude inactive workers. I just want to have some.
Where did you get this property, exclude inactive workers? Is that
I'll tell you. Yeah,
it is part of request criteria?
It is there. I'll tell you. Click on here. If you go here, This is the original request. Okay. Now, whenever you go to request criteria, here you see, right? Inside this, there will be something like, let me open it here. I'm double clicking it. I'll open. So if I'll open one more time, a new page comes. Okay.
It doesn't save anything, is it? Even if I make changes to this thing, it will not save it, right?
No.
Okay.
You see this? It is written there.
Okay.
Same thing I've done here. So, and response filter is basically what in response you want. Okay. Now, for this, I have to why it is page one count 999. I have to explain you something known as we used to read about paging, right?
Right.
So now this is this web service follows this get web services. Okay, I'm just talking about get web services. Get web services basically extract data from tenant, correct? Okay.
Right.
Now,
right.
So it depends when we are extracting data from tenant. Okay, the volume can be very huge. Okay, like if I'm talking about clients like Walmart, and if you just fire a get web service for that, without an employee ID, it will try to extract 10 lakh employees. Okay, at a time. So in that case, you will the get web service might fail. Okay.
Okay.
So basically what it does, so all the get web services has a paging mechanism inside it. Okay, it works like it works pages by pages. Okay, so when I say page one count 999 means first page will have count 999, second page would have so something. So it's just like a paging that we follow. Okay, I am doing a paging of just to see the response. I'm just doing a 10. Okay, if I do a 99, it may response may not come to us. Okay,
got it.
So that way I'm just doing it. So what I'll do is again, always check this location should not be blank. Okay. So
this is the one we got from the Workday Explorer.
Yeah. So exactly. Now what happens is sometimes this is blank. Okay. Even if you do click and everything, sometimes it becomes as blank. Now people don't realize why this is blank. So the reason for becoming this blank is in the Cloud Explorer, when we don't set our tenant as a default tenant. Okay. Let's say Sandbox is a default tenant, but we have connected to this, but we have not set this tenant as a default tenant. The location might not be taken here and it will come as blank. And if you will try to fire it, nothing will happen because it is not this request is not going anywhere.
Okay. Now this location came up by itself based on the tenant name.
It came by itself. It came by itself. It took everything from a tenant. Okay. It even took your ID. Okay. It even took your authentication. Where do you find that authentication? If you want to change that also, always see here security enabled. There is an option of configure. When you click on this configure, this is what you have entered. Okay, this is being added automatically. Don't worry. Okay, this is what is being entered. Now, this is what you have to actually fire from Postman also. Okay. From Postman, you have to actually give username @ your tenant name and the password. Okay.
Okay.
Think this whole studio as a Postman only, big Postman. Okay.
Okay.
So same thing that we are doing here. And if you fire next, now this is send in progress is happening here. Scroll down on this is given a 10 count. Okay. So if you just see, these are all worker details that we have on the right hand side. So I'm talking about license ID, passport ID. Okay. Custom IDs, contact data, address data, whatever so all these things, position type, management levels of a worker.
So all the information about that worker is here.
The one which this ID has an access for.
Correct. Got it.
Okay. If it does not have has the access of compensation, so I don't see compensation related data okay here. So it may happen that we do not have way to access compensation. I can see employment data. Okay, but I'm not able to see comp data. Okay. So I think this ID does not have access to
compensation.
Okay.
Got it.
So this is how the request is created. This is how the response is created. Okay. One more thing I forgot to tell you. So it is not having compensation. So two things can be there. It does not have a compensation request access, or I have not said here to include compensation. So see here.
Oh.
Okay. Now where do I find this? In the response group. Okay. My mistake, I didn't told you that. So in the response group, if I can directly go here rather than this, just click here. In the response group, if you see, include
the response group is what you want, right?
What you want exactly. So if you set that as true, so I didn't set anything as true. So now I have set to include compensation also. If still now compensation does not comes, it is a access issue. If it comes, then it was a request issue.
Does it give me an error if I ask for it and I don't have permission?
No, it will just not show you.
Oh, that's all.
It would just not show you. That's it.
Hmm.
It won't give any error. Now let's see if we are getting compensation related information now. This is the worker status employee. Now we are getting it right.
Okay. So in my case, if I want to get all the data, like I'm going to back up, then I have to go to that XML and put everything over. Yes, right?
Just copy this whole section. Okay.
Okay.
This is the whole section that we have, and just paste it here. Paste it here. Control V, and just give it.
And now everything. Okay, understood.
It'll give you everything that you want, compensation, whatever it is, whatever the time tracking it, but it will take some time because you are trying to extract everything.
Got it.
So it will try to take some time. Same thing you want to do with Postman. Control A, Control C. Okay, same thing. Now what I did here, I'll just do. We'll come to Postman here, and we'll just give a body, and we'll just give a raw XML form. And now, as you have already authenticated, we'll just do a send. Invalid username and password. I said you why it's an invalid because
we didn't give that at part. Yeah. Okay.
At the rate the tenant name that we need to give. So that would be. I'll just copy it from here directly. Everything. Control C. Control V and okay. Bye.
Maybe the password has to change, I guess. Is it?
It's giving an invalid username and password. That's it.
1 second. Let me tell you what I don't know if the password is. We had typed it wrong or whatever. Let's try now.
Yeah, let's do a send again. We have, let's say we just verify our, let's do few things. Let's Control A, Control C here. Control A, Control V. Let's go to header. We don't have
authentication error.
Yeah, it's an authentication. That's what I'm just thinking on. Why there is an authentication error here. Wait. So one thing I can guess is, let me go to your tenant and actually I have to see this Workday account.
You want to get the Explorer? I mean, for the tenant Explorer?
Yeah, where was the tenant open? Yeah, it's open here.
Yeah, 1 second. I'll take you there. This one, right?
So, what was this user again? Logan Neil, I guess. Okay. View Workday account. Sorry, edit Workday. I won't edit anything. I'm just seeing what all access is being given.
LMC Neil, I think. LMC N.
Okay, LMC N. Just want to see the.
If it is worked through Workday Studio, it should also work through Postman, right?
Workday Studio is also the third-party thing. So that's what I'm seeing. Why it should not? It is not working. Everything is fine. Great random. That is okay. All this is let's go to Postman. What we are doing a post we are doing. We are not doing a get here because again, if you do a get here, the request cannot be found. That's
Right.
fine. And why these headers? 10 headers are there. Why can't I see them? This authorization is having this. Let me copy this first. Create a token. Let me create the database.
What is the triangle thing that it gives?
Use variables.
You want to do that? It opened in another screen. You want that?
No. I'm just looking at why it is giving a problem here.
Invalid username or password. Maybe should password be encrypted, something like that?
That's what I'm just whatever I'm just copying it everything. Control C. Oh, it's not allowed there. It's not allowed to control Z. Let me do one thing, okay? Give me a minute. I have to see show from here. I'll copy this. I'll tell you about this. Don't worry. Let's see. Same thing, same issue. Headers. 10 hidden headers. What is this? Content type is text plain content.
Where does it say content type? There?
Here it's
I see. Okay.
Just changing that. It's mostly part of config, I guess.
Okay. So I have to change that on Postman.
That's what I'm trying to do. Let's see. Should work. Text. It was text, right? Text. It's not allowing me to change.
You want me to change it?
It was text, right? Applications. Let's go to text. Let's go to authorization again. We had it here. Control C. Invalid request because of this.
Can this soap be used?
You have SOAP UI?
Can it be used?
SOAP UI, a software you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, this soap, whatever we are sending the soap request, right?
Yeah. We are sending this one.
Yeah.
No, same we are doing here also. So see, this is a third party tool only. It's an ID. Whatever we are doing here, we are doing same thing there. So in Postman. But basically, this is more configured per se, I would say. This is less configured. So that's what I was thinking on. This is the issue of the Postman only. That something is going wrong here. That's what we need to find out what it is, because it should not give us an error at least. Invalid username and password. Let me do one thing. Let me just do. Have to check once that. This is correct password.
Sign on. Oh, I see. It'll give you all the name of the sign.
Yeah, basically who are trying to log into the tenant from where. So we have connected right through Logan McNeil. We were trying to have, so we have an active session here. So
Okay, okay. That is through the Workday Studio, perhaps, right?
this is through the studio. This is through the UI. So all this, like it shows us here also. So I'm just trying to see whether I'm hitting Workday or even or not. So I'm not even hitting Workday because it should give us an invalid session here somewhere. 13.5.
Didn't come. So maybe it's the URL some problem.
Same URL we have given there also. So no problem with the URL, I guess. So same URL we are sending here also. Same thing. The problem it's not hitting Workday. I don't know why. It's like it should give us an invalid authentication or something like this. At least something like that. But it is not even doing that. That's so, let it be. In any case, do you have SOAP UI on your machine? No, right?
No.
Okay.
What does that do?
Sorry?
SOAP UI, what does that do?
Same, it's just like Postman only, but it is more, I would say, user friendly.
I can download it.
Can we download SOAP? Because again, this will also work, but I don't want that. Why it is not working here? We have to waste our time to look this, because if it is working here, it should not have a problem there. Something on the Postman we have to alter on the settings or something.
Okay, let me do.
Yeah. Till the time we can just download SOAP UI and just.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, smart bear. Yeah, correct.
Maybe this one?
Yes, yes. Download ready. Yeah.
This
First,
one, right?
yes, yes.
Is it right? Am I doing the right thing?
Can you position role? Can you just remove that? Yeah. I don't know why it is not. Give anything else? Yeah. Just start.
Is it start trial? Is it something like a trial?
It will be a trial basis, but it will be a trial because this is generally under trial. If you don't have it, this is not like Postman that. So yeah, till the time it is being installing. What was the next thing that you had as a issue?
Did you get a chance to check on that incremental thing?
Incremental thing is happening through your only. I'll tell you this. Yeah, I got it. Now I remember that also. How incremental? I'm just talking on get workers, okay? So if you open the web service of get workers, okay, this transaction, I'll just copy this and keep it somewhere else, and because I have to explain you this only. So So if you see this, you have to enter a dates here. Okay, you have to enter dates here. Okay, now whatever dates you enter here, okay, is incremental data. Now I'll tell you what do you mean by this. Suppose a worker, okay, I'm just taking a worker example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, worker ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this worker is a future hire. Okay, this worker is a future hire. I'll give you all examples. This worker is a future hire. So what your uh, um, what your client has said you that even future hire should also come. Okay, so in this case, remember this, that there are two things in Workday which is known as entry dates and effective dates. I'll explain you both of them. There is something, two known terms in Workday which is known as entry date and effective date. Meaning is when you entered the transaction inside tenant and when the transaction is effective in the tenant. Okay, so you may have come to the system and entered this transaction on 5th of May. Okay. Entered means you have like worker profile, you have entered everything inside the system, you being an HR. But it may happen that you have said this transaction would be only effective 20th of May. Okay, so currently this is a future transaction, future dated effective transaction, right? So this is exactly now incremental means you have to generally in Workday we pass whatever year is. This updated from and updated through is nothing but an entered information. Okay, so from when to when transaction got entered, bring all those. Like let's say if I'm saying this, let's say 10th. I'm just saying 10th. No, I'll just say 10th. This one is 10th, and this one is 13th. Okay, I am saying this web service. See the top two first. I am saying this web service that go in Workday and get me the transactions which were entered between 10 to 13th. Okay, 10 to 13th, and effective from 10 to 13. Okay, so any transaction that has been entered between 10 to 13 and it is also falling in effective between 10 to 13, just pull me all those transactions. Okay, how it will behave in an incremental way, I'll explain you now. See, now I have passed in a date manually here. Okay, generally in Workday what we do is here we give year. Okay, through the parameters and Workday parameters I'm talking is last successful completed time of integration, and this is current movement. Okay, so whenever our last successful run was, okay, from that time till current moment, whatever the changes came in the system. Okay, similarly, last completed of integration to current time. Okay, whatever changes came in the system, only fetch me that. So this web service runs every day. This web service runs every day. Okay, and between one day's parameter, let's say this integration is scheduled to run every day. So between 24 hours, whatever changes were entered in the system or updated in the system, it will try to bring every other change, all those kind of changes. Not the whole section. No, I'll not say not the whole, not the full stack of data, but it will try to bring only changes only data. We call it as changes only data. So only change.
So for example, suppose I already have this information. Suppose this guy, he became effective on the 13th or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
So and I did a get on this along with this updated time, and I got this information, right? But on the 15th May, his salary changed. Okay.
Yep.
From 10,000 to 20,000. So now when I execute this thing with the correct date range, I will get only salary range.
No, it will come again. Now, exactly. Now, it's a good question asked. Okay. Now, in the web service, okay, in the web service, you will, I don't have the response here. I'll tell you how you will get. It's a really good question asked. Where was the web service? Okay. Let me.
What did you need? You want the answer?
No. I just want the web service. I want to show it to you on a real time. Okay. Let's say you are running the web service. Okay. Whatever your web service is. Okay. I should have given it 10. Let's say you have given running a web service. Okay. Let's say the compensation data include compensation. Just a just adding compensation also. Okay. You should have you should not do this via web service, but I'll explain you it. So let's say there was a compensation changed, okay, for this worker. Okay. Now you have the compensation. Let's first go to the compensation return. That's where I'll explain. You had a salary you were talking about, right?
So let me ask one question. Here I have not given any date and all those things. So that means all the data will come from day 1 to day 10?
Everything is coming. Nothing. It's a full stack, I would say. So in Workday, it has a very nice thing of a prior value. Okay. So if let's say the stock plan ID changed, okay, let's say it is same. So it will. So when you are running with that incremental run, right? So it will have something like I'll just show you how it will be. It will write something like Workday WD prior something like value equals. It will be inside here, okay, and here it will be. Let's say ABCD was before. So it will give something like this. Means it has been changed. Like prior it was this, okay, and currently it is this.
Can we try that? Like let's change the compensation for this guy.
So we can change the compensation for some person. Yeah, we can try. Let's take a employee, not a pre-hire candidate. Yeah, let's take John Shen. Okay. So compensation Workday has to be changed. So I have to go through actions here. Request compensation change. Here. I will just say to be compensation change to be done from 13th only today only. What should I change this? The total is. I'll change this. No. Let me change this salary actually. Here it is. So I'll change the salary from 198 to
can you make it to 298?
Yeah, 298. Okay.
Okay. And now from the Workday Studio, can we get the data
No,
as of 12?
First we have to execute and complete this transaction.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not a problem. Okay. It is giving me it should not cross a range basically. Let me do one thing. Rather than 298, let me do it 200. Okay.
Okay.
Reason is required. That's fine. We will just test it. Okay, reason would be here at the top.
So when it says alert, does it make the change or no?
No, it is like the change would only happen when there is successful. Everything has been changed successful. So when you're doing compensation change, it may go to various approvals. Okay.
Oh.
So, but as of now, it is not done any approvals. So let me see whether his compensation got changed in worker history. I have to check that. His compensation got changed. Okay.
Okay.
And let me check what was there. So 200 is now. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's do one thing.
So only John you're going to get?
Yeah, only that guy.
And also I want as of 12th and as of 13th.
Yeah, that will include. I'll include that. I have to change the request for that. So first let's add, where was this?
ID, where do you get from?
No, we'll get from there only. From his employee. Back.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So just make it 10 on the control set.
What is this? Oh,
I'm
I
just
see.
adjusting the time. That's it. Just give me a minute, okay, we'll just take the new section. Okay.
We can make that 12th, right?
Yeah, I'm doing
No, everything 12th, isn't it? No.
that. Yeah, making that just 1 minute. Transaction log range data. Okay, wait a minute. It has to be transaction log criteria. Okay.
Yeah, date range 20.
That's not an issue. There is an issue something else, which is this one. Let me fire this. We'll see everything. Date updated through date should be less than equal to current moment. That's what the current moment is. What is the current moment?
Update.
What is the actually we are just on the time part. I'm just seeing what is the current time.
9:54, 10:26. Yeah, it's correct only.
Yeah, let's do one thing with 13th. I'm just let me remove this. It can take this also.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's better.
I think it can take this, but I have to check once. By default, the web services takes time also. It may give us an error if it does. It's a problem there.
What did you do? It gave the same thing back?
No, it's a issue there. We should not give. Let me.
You need it. Okay.
20.
Dated must be less than or equal to current moment.
It's just with the time that we are missing. Less than, what is the time now? So I'm just thinking what is it?
10:29. So we are less than that.
Updated from.
Can you put the original time, whatever it came? Let's see if that works.
Yeah. I'll just put this.
See, that's not. Oh, yeah. Update element restricted by 103. 304.
No, this is the error. This is the error. The updated through. Updated through. Wait a minute. Let me just remove for a moment. Let me just see. If updated, okay, wait a minute. I can do one thing. If I give a full stack data for this guy, is any transaction log happening? Control X. Is any? I'm just looking at whether in composition it does show us or not.
Maybe that updated thing is not allowed, maybe for this. You think so?
I'm just looking at that.
Compensation. Search for 200. Compensation plan ID. USD. I saw somewhere USD.
No, it will actually give me a current prior date also. So
I
see,
saw that. Base pay 200,778.
yeah, but it is giving me not like this. It has to give me not like this.
It has to give you the old value also, you're saying.
Also, yeah, include prior value also. Just give me a minute.
The response group has something for that.
Rows. Just a minute. Okay. You have to go through transaction log only.
Because the transaction is not there, it's not giving me.
It should come. It should come. It should come. And criteria. Updated through must be less or equal to current moment. What is the current moment that we have? Current moment. If I just say 07 or not this one, sorry.
Maybe it's some the Workday thing is in some GMT or something like that.
It is in PST. Workday is in PST.
In PST?
Yeah, Workday is in PST. Workday is in PST.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because it's not yet 10:20 there.
Correct. It isn't. That's the time issue that we're getting. I want. Okay, wait. Let me show you. Let me show you another way. Okay, because I want to show you that how we can see it. So similar, like I am firing get worker web service. Okay, for worker changes, we generally create an integration system. Okay, generally, we create an integration system. I'm just writing it INT. This is known as core connector worker. Okay.
What is it called?
Core connector worker. I'll tell you what it is.
Connector worker. Okay.
Yeah, get worker changes. Behind the scenes, it triggers a get worker web service only. Okay, just remember that. I'm selecting a template. Core connector. It's a template. It is a template that we select to get worker changes. Other details also, but behind the scenes, it does same thing only. It does. What is the error? Launch activities. I can leave this alerts. Fine. So if I go ahead and launch this integration, okay, it asks me for the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing that I was talking on the web service part. This is active data worker that I'll have. I'll enter this worker. What was this? Is this worker? When did we update this guy? So, and effective date was 13th only. And let's say I'm running from 12th, okay? 12 to 13th. One thing I want to do before I make this, and Control C, ticket, cancel.
So internally, instead of calling the web service, it will automatically get the data from inside of the Workday.
Inside of the Workday. Yeah, include prior values. I've just clicked in. It should not take much time. So it's an integration running for changes only. We generally schedule this integration, okay, and give client. So it generates an XML. Then we generally parse this XML using a programming language known as XSLT, and that's where we convert the XML into a text readable format or whatever format the client needs, a CSV or something like that. So see, it is trying to generate an output file.
What is the output file again?
It will generate an output XML. Okay. An XML file. I'm trying to open the XML here. Oh, it is not taking any XML. Why it is not taking in? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I know what thing can happen. Let's open this guy first. When did I make this change? It's effective. I want to see this person first. John Sven. Job. Compensation 13th, 7:24 AM. I want to run my integration. One zero zero. I guess. 12th to 13th. Did it bring any data? I see. Okay. It didn't bought any data now also. Let us check the issue. It did not consider this worker.
What is it supposed to do?
It needs to bring the compensation changes. That's what it is.
It didn't bring it?
It didn't. One thing I need to do. This is a DIS. Let me do a few things. We'll get that. Okay, now it is giving it, which is eligibility criteria. Okay. I'm just setting a few attributes. Okay, don't worry. I'm just trying to first bring that worker. With at least one field included in output. Field attribute service. Okay, I got it. Field attribute service.
God, so much to do. How did you learn all this?
You will. That's fine. I'll explain you all these things. Don't worry. It's more of config. Okay, I don't like config much. Like more of a coding kind of, but it's basically a config errors that we are getting, not tech errors also. Okay. Let us see this, and then now, okay. Now it is giving us a data. Now you see this?
All right. So what is the effective date and all used here? So we could use the same values?
Same thing, effective date I've used. I was just changing a config, but the effective dates that I've used is this one only, 12 to 13th. Okay. 12 to 13th only I've used. Like, see, what is it?
7:38. I think that's where we made a mistake. We have given 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes, basically what is happening now, when you are running here, it is by default taking a PST time. Okay. When you are from Studio, it is not by default taking a PST time. It is either taking a system time or something like that. Okay.
Right.
So what we can do is.
No, can we not change that to 7 there?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, let's do that. So rather than this, just give me a minute and see. Let me take this. Control C. Control.
So the minute you give this the current time, this effective time, and all those things, then it will give the prior value as well.
It should give me. Let's check. In the web service, I haven't tried it for changes, but it should. Let's do that. Let's. Because generally for incremental data, we have an integration. We don't do it mostly via web service.
Mostly we don't you don't use web services.
Web services, yeah.
It's the same. No, something different now, right?
What have element closing does not match. Okay, wait, something closing. Oh, sorry. There's an extra tag here.
Ah, okay.
Said mostly the timing issue. So let's go to employment data. Payroll, the base, worker status, compensation. It is giving me this, okay, here, but
The
issue
prior
is
value is not coming.
prior value does not comes in web service at least. Now I remember the prior value. It will give you the value. The prior value feature, okay. This comes in the integration.
Okay.
But,
Got it.
yeah.
Actually, I'm not worried about the prior value. The only thing I want to know is, so when I get the data for like after the change time, it will give me the everything for that employee, not just the changed value, right?
Yeah, it will give you everything like not just change values. Everything for the employee. Now see,
my question to you is,
if you want only compensation, that can also be done.
I won't know what has changed, right? Is there any property that tells me, okay, Workday after 12, give me only properties that have changed for this employee? That I don't, that there is no way, right?
There is okay. I'll give you a rather I'll not give you a straight answer for this. So let's say compensation and address got changed. Okay. Let's say compensation got changed and address got changed for this guy. Now your requirement is you don't know what got changed. Okay. You don't know what got changed, but your expectation is Workday should give me compensation change data also and address change data also. Let's say Workday was previously giving me employee national identification data also, okay, existence and everything. So it should give that also along with these changes. Is this your requirement? I'm just asking.
No. My requirement is like today, his address was A and his pay was B, right? Now, when it got changed to tomorrow to A1, B1, and when I query that employee ID tomorrow, I want to know only A1, B1 comes. I don't want the C, Ds, E's and all those things because there's no changes.
But you can basically, okay, yeah, getting you an answer would be like if you want such kind of the XML won't give you, the XML will give you something like, see, modify has happened, okay. Similarly, if I added something, so add it will written, okay. Now, based upon this operation, okay, you can write a code saying that it will generate a file, okay. Like I do create a code, like similarly, my client only wants that create a file. There should be 4 files generated from the integration. First file should only have compensation changes data. Second file should only have address changes data. Third file should only have demographic changes data. Let's say 3 files are there. Integration will run every time. If compensation changes data is not there, compensation file should be blank. Okay. If it is address changes there, address should have a data. If demographic changes there, demographic should have a data. At the end, I will only have some of the other changes, right? Now I have to create a code over this XML, okay, to parse it and it ought to analyze it that, okay, there's a modify happened. Now I have to write an XSLT and I have to fill that, like I have to parse it and I write it in such a way that, okay, modify has happened. Now give me this data. Okay, if modify or add has happened, okay, send data into that compensation file. If address something has happened, then send me to address file. Something else has happened, send me into demographic file. You understand, right?
Got it.
Right?
But and from the Postman or through a web service, I can get this output files, is it? That you had from the integration core?
This kind of XML you cannot get.
I cannot get.
No.
Okay. The web service I cannot get.
Web service you can fire and you can get, but if you are saying that this integration specific output data you want to get,
yeah,
I don't think that is possible.
No. Okay, got it. Okay, now if you go back to the where you ran the Postman, where it said modified and all, not Postman, the Workday Studio, right?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Where it said modified and all that. So how long is this modified? So is it always modified because I modified after the record was inserted?
No. It is not always modified. If you delete it, it will come as delete also. Okay, let's say you've deleted the compensation of an employee. Okay,
No, not like that. Like I suppose initially it was 198, now it is 200.
Okay.
Oh, here also it's giving prior and all.
Yes, it will give you.
This is the Workday Studio output.
No. This is that incremental output of the XML.
Oh, okay. Can you take me to the Workday Studio output?
Yeah.
Did that give you modify this?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. The only thing is, whenever anything changes, because I'm querying for all the information, it's going to give me all.
Correct.
Okay. So there is no way outside, you mean using web services, I will not get only the changed.
No, Workday is smart enough that using web services, you cannot get everything. That's why they introduced the integration known as core connectors, which gives you change data and has a prior value. So just to feature that product of their core connectors is so strong enough to give changes only data. That's why they didn't include everything in the web service, or else it would just have been a web service and we would have got all the changes from data also.
But core connector is hard for me, right? Because I have to.
Exactly. So it's again, it's a Workday business thing, right? Now they will not give you everything from a web service.
Got it.
They will use the core connector and get the change detection. So that's how they sell their different products of like core connectors and everything, studios.
So for me, core connector will not help, right? Because if it's core connector, then I need to be. I mean, how will I get the output files? I won't, because I'm sitting on a backup client or something.
Exactly. You sit inside this to integrate and inside the tenant.
So who uses core connector?
Who uses is client who wants incremental data on a, let's say, you have opted for a benefit, okay? Some benefit deduction. Now your termination happened, okay? You got terminated. So your benefit vendor is not Workday, right? Your benefit vendor might be Optum, Cigna, or some other where you have opted for your benefits, okay? Now those guys has to be notified that okay, this guy has been terminated, right? Now an integration runs every day, okay, which gives the notification a file to them, and they process that file, saying getting all the employee details, okay, changes only file. Now here you can actually send benefit data to the client, okay, let's say Optum or someone. I'm just taking an example, or Cigna or someone, and you are just sending them, okay, this person ABC got terminated on 13. Let's end his coverage now. So your coverage would be ended similarly for Amex credit card if you have been offered, right? If the employee is terminated from the company, his Amex credit card should also be stopped, right? Or else he might use it for different other purpose. Okay. If it's a company given.
How will the Cigna guys, or how will they get this output files? Because you cannot send it.
On their SFTP, we'll deliver them to their SFTP.
Oh, okay.
There are ways. Yeah, because it's the half the story that I've shown you. There is a way after which there is many processes where we deliver this changes only file to their SFTP location or somewhere. Now from there they will pick and process it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, I understood. Okay. So anyway, core connector, good to know, but I won't be using it because for me, I'm interested in getting this information from my desktop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I got this part updated from updated to, and that has to be TST day file, this thing. Okay. So the only other thing for this thing was the Postman, at least for today. Next week we'll talk. I'll work more on this one this week, and I'll get back with questions. Did you have anything that you wanted to cover other than what we discussed today?
Next class we can do that. Come with more, okay. But next class I can start a new topic because it's just 7 minutes left, 6 minutes left.
Okay.
So.
But about the Postman, we downloaded something. Hold on.
We downloaded.
About this Postman, I mean, if we can figure out if you are able to get some insight onto that?
Let me guess that, because it generally behaved weird for the very first time. So because Postman does not generally do that. That's ready API. That's the above Workday Studio. Yeah.
They already do it.
I hope it does not ask for any license or something.
Oh, 15 days. Okay.
Okay. Okay, new thing. Just it's a scope, right?
Soap sample project. Okay.
Let me search. Okay, let me take this up next class. Okay, because
No problem.
I to
I
drop this.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And this Postman also, if you can, I can send.
That's the configuration. Yeah. Okay, sure.
You
Try
want
to
you want me to
try.
send the screenshot?
Yes, please. If you can just mail me once. Okay, would have. Let me. I would need your credentials also. Okay.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Okay, great. So let's connect next class. Okay.
Next class. Okay. Thank you, Tushar. Have a good week.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.